Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello. It's time for another week of more BumbleKasting. We're ready. We're more than ready. We got questions out the wazoo, so we better get started on them.
Yes, thank you to everyone over at our patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and YouTube members for submitting all these questions that have filled our wazoo.
Our wazoo is overflowing with wazooness.
At capacity and then some.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what a wazoo is, but ours is overflowing.
Packed.
Uh-huh. Allison S. has a question to start us off. I asked about Nagus in Boom, and the answer was hilarious. Nagus was a failed party magician who everyone besides Knuckles thought was the real deal until he cornered Sonic and proved otherwise. However, Eggman doesn't know. Little did you know that was only part 1. In part 2, he and Eggman are forced to work together. Is it the Buddy Buddy Temple? Trapped in a bank like in Friends? Trapped in an outdoor supply store like Bob's Burgers? Your choice. Just please bring the funny.
So Orbot hires him to do Eggman's birthday party. And Eggman is not buying it in the slightest, but Cubot is terrified of this guy. He's working in the dark arts! So Cubot initiates the emergency shutdown of the Egg Fortress, which ends up throwing Nagus and Eggman into the panic room, and they have to work together to escape. And throughout the course of their adventure, various traps and devices that Cubot is trying to trigger and Orbot is trying to untrigger inadvertently make it look like Nagus is casting magic to turn the lights on, to reveal walls, to disarm traps, whatever. Until Eggman is thoroughly convinced he is actually some kind of grand wizard magus type of thing. And, hands him his card. Let's do lunch in World Conquest sometime. What do you say? And Nagus is like, a steady gig.
Finally. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. All right, question from Andrew D. Was that the time eater that appeared at the end of Sonic Colors, or can you not answer that either? If not, then I don't know. Read this question as Starline with Eggman answering with a powerful no. Actually, you can do that regardless if you like.
Did they add a scene to Colors Ultimate? I never actually sat down and played through it.
I don't know. I didn't either.
Because I'm pretty sure the sequence of events is the whole... The interstellar amusement park hub collapses into the black hole, and Eggman's left stranded in space. And that's where he finds the essence of the Time Eater, interacts with it, and that leads into the events of Sonic Generations. That's how I remember it going. But I don't remember that actually showing up in Colors unless they added a little something in the Ultimate version.
Or maybe they're talking about the 3DS version? Or DS version, whichever. I don't remember which it was.
I think they had the same thing. It's just it had the bonus Supersonic Negamother Wisp fight.
Okay.
And Negamother Wisp is not related to Time Eater, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, someone in the comments will correct us, I'm sure. But, yeah.
But since we can't have the definitive answer, we'll go with his option B. Was that the Time Eater that appeared at the end of Sonic Colors, or can you not answer that either? No! You can't answer it, or you don't know. Oh, look, Starline, your favorite pet, a rock.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no, right in my hubris.
Oh. All right, here's one from Mark Beetle. Ian, I'm confused. At the end of the July 17th, 2024 episode, someone posted a joke question about writing the F word in the comics, and you took it as funny and even pronounced the F word yourself, censored. At the episode of August 12th, 2024, I asked a joke question using the P word with its original non-vulgar meaning, and you took it as I was baiting you into an awkward situation. Why?
Because one is laughing about a 4-letter word. The other one is asking me, whose career is defined by a certain license, to refer to one of the premier characters of that license with a term that even used out of context was clearly meant to be a lewd and derogatory term that is also a little bit sexist. I'm sorry if you cannot see the distinction.
All right, question for Brain Shark. Back in December...
No. You do not disrespect that man's username. It's Brain Shark.
Okay. I was like, I thought there was more to it. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for saying it that way. Back in December, we saw hypotheticals involving reactions to certain characters becoming moms, so now it's time for dads. How would Sonic, Espio, Silver, Shadow, and Knuckles react to finding out they're the father of Tangle's daughter in different universes?
Sonic's like, I did you the spin dash yet? Nope. All right, let's get to learning. Espio's like, okay, I don't know how I will explain this to Silver, but
Okay.
Silver's like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to explain this to Espio.
Thank you. Very good.
Shadow's like, ew, no, why?
How?
Did I teach you how to spin dash yet? Uncle Sonic did. No, we're teaching you the right way. And Knuckles is like, all right, did I teach you how to punch Sonic out of a spin dash yet? Yeah, you did, Pop. Show me.
Good. Nice. All right, now we got a question from KB. Bean the Dynamite, Woody Woodpecker, and Screwball Daffy Duck battle each other in a free-for-all. Who wins and what happens to everything surrounding them?
Oh, it's gone. We are all collateral damage in the apocalypse.
The duck apocalypse, the bird apocalypse, because, they're not all.
And the seventh seal was released, and all I could hear was a hoo-hoo-hoo. Bean's like, wait, I haven't defined a laugh yet. It has to be obnoxious. Stop it! And starts blowing them up.
Yep, that's pretty much what would happen.
He's lobbing a bomb at Woody Woodpecker. Daffy's suddenly dressed for tennis. Lobs it back at him. Oh, it's absolute devastation. And then, once everything's been leveled out and they're all tuckered out, and they're like, what were we fighting about again? Oh, that's right. Pineapple on pizza. And they begin all over again.
And that's, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Who's on which side? I don't know. I don't think they know either.
Funniest.
I don't think they know either.
Maybe Woody is against it, Daffy's for it, and Bean just hates the idea of pizza.
Bean, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with pizza? Bean's weird. What a shame. This bird has no taste. Chaos Sonic 1 has a question. A long time ago, you mentioned the Ord were the anti-version of the Chow, so I have to ask, what do they look like? Are they still the water babies the Chow are in looks?
From what I remember of the original concept art John Gray did for the pitch, they were little gremlin devil things, like the little horns and little wings and little tails, and
a little on the nose.
Their elements were in their emo dot floating above their head, so it was like a little stone encased in a kind of gelatin or ethereal flame. Bubble, something, or like a little flame in a bubble, or a little water droplet in a bubble, or a little gust of wind in a bubble. And I don't remember if it was just supposed to be the four of them or what, but that's what I remember. Again, this was not anything definitively planned. This was just kind of throwing ideas out there, and it was never picked up on, so it's not like this is lost media. It was just a concept.
All right, here's one from Comic the Hedgehog. Starline's Isekai adventures take him to Acme Labs. What is he going to do tonight? The same thing Pinky and the Brain do every night. Try to take over the world. What disaster results from this team up? Is he pondering what Brain is pondering?
Usually, yes, and Brain finds it very vindicating.
Yes. It explains why neither of their plans actually work.
He also gets unsettlingly well with Pinky. I think so, Starline, but where are we going to find rubber pants our size? Oh, Pinky, let me show you.
Oh, no.
I think so, Starline, but Snow White and the Seven Samurai, who would want to see it? Then he explained why that is thematically genius.
Oh, no, he gets along with both of them. Danger.
I think so, Starline, but maybe Pippi Longstockings, what would the children look like? Well, I have a CRISPR device right here. Let's find out.
What?
They're Pinky, Starline, and the brain.
Oh man! If only we'd gotten that instead of Pinky Elmira in the brain.
Oh God, far superior.
Oh well. All right, here's one from Dawson the Dachshund. It's time for the contest of the century. Sonic the Hedgehog and Spider-Man, the Spider-Man, are throwing down in a quip-off. First one who can't think of a funny or witty response is out. Who wins?
Oh, we hit the heat death of the universe first.
They just keep going around and around and around and around and around.
They will find something to pull on the other, and it will go from like jovial to confrontational to downright mean back to jovial and just keep looping.
It will go on forever. Truly, truly the longest game of Quiplash. And here's one from DDR Master M. Now comes the biggest challenge yet for Sonic and crew. Airport security. How would Sonic and or various friends handle that? Include the current Diamond Cutters too in this question.
Oh, Sonic is not waiting at that. He can run there faster.
Sonic didn't even go inside the building. He just went directly to the plane.
I mean, maybe he went in line because that's what everyone else was doing, and he's just going, what am I doing here? Gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tangle is really ticked off that she can't bring her water bottle in. It's regulation size. It's sealed. Okay, fine. Yeah, she'll definitely leave it right here. And her tail just keeps extending as she gets through the line. And then she clears, the metal detector and she's on the other side and yoink, tail zips it right back through.
Cheated.
Whisper has to go through the special secret line because she's actually an air marshal.
Okay.
And Lanolin gets through it in no time because she's the one who shows up there like 2 hours early just to get through the security theater. So there's like no line yet.
Yeah.
She's got like the one nice seat at the counter, actually at the counter. She's got a book ready to read. She's ready to go. Like, yeah, she's there like 5 hours before the flight actually takes off, but she's rested, she's fed, she's through the line, she's not stressing over it. Oops, the gate changed at the 11th hour. She actually has time to get there.
She's hydrated, staying in her lane. Yeah, she's set.
She's already heading to the gate change and Tangle's running right by her. Hey, I gotta get to the gate. Wait, where are you going that way? Wait.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Anybody else?
Oh, we'll keep it to those four.
All right, good enough. Beat ass Tails, but dude, Tails can fly. Whatever. He's got his own plane. He's fine. He doesn't.
The pilots have to go through a different line half the time. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what? That's a Boom episode they didn't do. Tails running his own airline. Setting up his own security theater just because that's what you're supposed to do and being really obnoxious about it.
Yeah.
And Eggman's the only one who gets through the line without any hassle.
Oh, irony. All right. And our last question before we take a break is from DomKQ95. How would Lanolin react to someone who's genuinely romantically interested and is willing to work towards winning her affection?
It kind of depends on if they're compatible, but I think she would be flattered and receptive. I'm pretty sure your keywords here are work hard towards winning her affection. Someone who is diligent,
yes,
and methodical. That might win her over.
Yeah, there are only a few characters that fit that descriptor, though, to be fair.
Good morning, Miss Lanolin. I am a admirer of yours. If I may interject before you say anything, here are 3 individual documented possible date plans. Please review them at your leisure and inform me which one you prefer. If there are any revisions, I will take them in and turn around a revised copy to you within the next 48 hours.
Oh, so
and she just kind of blinks and says, "Yes, I will marry you."
Oh, so Jewel. Yeah. On that note, it's time to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more on this episode of the BumbleKast.
I got a gift from the dog from some idiots from when I did the ad read a couple weeks ago. It's a bottle, and the label says, "The Stupid Juice from episode 5. It's freaking back. The Corked Up White Boys returning season 2 of JCR 1216 is some idiots. Get ready for some idiot sweep. Make sure to vote in the streamies. Get ready for a new character who isn't totally a trade-off for some of the cast not returning, and that reason definitely isn't tied to a scheduling issue. New Brandon, replacing the old Brandon. It ain't the same Brandon as the old Brandon. And that's not the only guest appearance with planned. Get ready for Michael Woodyshack, a guy Josh started a podcast with but never got anything going after 2 episodes, and prominent Sonic Twitter celebrity Frankie, the eccentric, watch the boys accidentally get high, start a hotline because Josh is lonely, and make fun of the least creative thing in the world, artificial intelligence. See Josh go to therapy and experience a very shocking season finale as there's one more season left. And a freaking movie somehow. Also, for 1 year anniversary, instead of paying $2.99 per month, now you can pay $3 per episode. That's right. Give Josh your money. We promise it isn't going to his console collection. New music? Check. New character? Check. More of that fantastic soundtrack? Heck yeah. Go watch the trailer for season 2 now. Fictional characters that people will fight over to ship? God, I hope not. Waffle Crisp! JCR1216 is some idiots rated TT14 for strong language, free violence, suggestive references, and portrayal of drugs. Bazangu, my fellow gamers. We're back, and we're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, or Facebook to have your chance to have your question answered for freezies on the show. This week's winner is...
Glass Soda from Tumblr. There are often large gaps between Shadow showing up in different media, between comics, games, shows, etc. Realistically/seriously, what does he actually do when he isn't present in the canon? Other characters seem to have a purpose that viewers can assume the characters are up to in downtime, but I don't know about him.
There is an answer to this, but it's kind of tied into other stuff that's coming up. So it's probably a safe answer, but I don't want to potentially tread on toes. So let's circle back to this one in I don't know, 6 months or so.
So
it's nothing terribly exciting, but I'm just trying to, cover my bases here.
So you're saying wait for Sonic and Shadow Generations.
Yes, and it's not like it brings anything extraordinarily revelatory, but it's more like a public branding thing. I don't know if I should be saying it, so I'm going to be safe and just say play the game.
Okay.
I don't want to build up expectations by, circumventing the question, but at the same time, I don't want to get in trouble. So, juggling act.
Well, I can say that he is obviously sitting there chilling in his cave. That is definitely his house, even though he swears up and down it is not. Mm. Despite the fact that it's fully furnished and everything. It's like, he definitely lives there.
That doesn't make it a house. It makes it a man cave.
Oh, no. Shadow, please, put your man cave away. Here's one from Double L. What is Butch Amy in Jails from Sonic Universe 30 and 31's story? Who did she interdimensionally kill and how? Or was it interdimensional tax fraud?
I don't know / I don't remember. I think...
Did you actually come up with a reason?
Amy. I think Giga Amy was a Tracy Yardley thing.
Okay.
I think he threw... Because he had fun with it. He threw in all sorts of Easter eggs and references and stuff. The Void and Mephiles cameo bit was actually his addition to the script. And he's like, I hope you don't mind. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty good.
I don't... And not all of them had a purpose or a thing to them. Some of them were just sight gags.
Yeah.
I may have put that in the script. I honestly can't remember, but she didn't have any actual backstory. It was, there she is.
What did she do? Whatever you want.
Unless Tracy actually had an idea for her, in which case it would be safer to ask him.
All right. We got a question from Emmanuel A. Could Surgeon Kit be controlled by the Zeti considering their cybernetics? Would they be aware of what they were doing?
This would hinge on, 1, the Zeti knowing that they have cybernetics, and 2, assuming that the biological elements don't interfere with the EM pulse, because we have no idea how that works. And 3, that Starline didn't put any kind of EM shielding or countermeasure in them.
Can Zeti smell digital technological stuff? Can they be like,
don't think so.
You smell like cybernetics. You have the stench of cybernetics all over you.
Is that coolant in your system or has your blood run cold? Try to threaten me again when you learn to have a lower jaw there, big guy.
Oh, boy.
So that's a lot of hurdles to overcome. I don't know, honestly. I don't think so. Also, you would have to manage to gain control of them before they kick your face in. So,
yeah. Well, here's a question from Fang the Werehog. This one comes from my friend Plugboy in the Tales channel Discord. What's your relationship with Marvel and DC Comics? And if you had the chance, which character would you want to write for? You can answer the second part for both or just one.
As a fan, I was always more of a Marvel guy, specifically X-Men.
Yep.
And we're talking like 90s X-Men.
Yep.
And although I do remember having like a smattering of DC books back in the day. If we're talking professionally, I've done some work for DC over the years. Head over to bumbleking.com, go through the portfolio. You'll be surprised what I have done. Really disappointed the one book didn't come out. That was really freaking grim.
Oh.
But I have some occasional work with DC. I have zero contacts in Marvel right now. So I have no working relationship with them. If anyone in Marvel is listening, why, yes, I would like money. Please ping me.
Yes.
As for who, it's hard to say since both houses are rather editorial driven from my understanding. It would be kind of like, what am I offered? What am I working on? I mean, Marvel side, I want X-Men. I don't know what I would do with them. I don't know the team specifically because there's a bajillion of them now.
Yeah.
There was a bajillion of them before that even. And on the DC side, Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I just think he's neat.
Yeah. I think you do a solid Martian Manhunter.
The decidedly inhuman character finding their humanity and being used as a foil for other people's humanity or lack thereof. That's fun. That never gets old.
Yeah.
Also, he could totally take out a Kryptonian. Fight me.
Good. And we got a question from Flora Latour. When deciding on one of the original freedom fighters to get blown up by Metal Sonic in the Archie run, why go with Antoine? Wouldn't Rotor getting dusted make more sense? Not to sound disrespectful to the character or anything, but Rotor didn't really have a role in the cast anymore once Tails became the tech guy of the team and was relegated to being a counselor and was never super popular. Antoine had a lot more to bring to the table, so it seems strange that he'd be the one to bite it.
And you have just illustrated one of the reasons why we targeted him.
Yep.
Because you wanted him to continue. You wanted him to fulfill his potential. You wanted to see how much you enjoyed how far he had come, and you wanted to see where he would go, and that was into the ground.
Yep.
We blew him up because that was going to hurt the worst.
Yep. You set it up and specifically that way.
Yeah. And again, no disrespect to Rotor. If anybody, I identify with him more than anybody else in the cast. But for all the reasons you pointed out, he was not as near and dear to the largest part of the audience by this point. So giving him a virtuous exit would have been a high point, sure, but it would have been, well, so it goes. Except for the hardcore Rotor stands. I see you. Don't worry. We weren't aiming at him. But Antoine, who has always been endeared to so many folks, who got to have his big hero moment, his big tragic hero moment, and everyone lost their minds over it. That was the point.
Yes.
It was supposed to hurt. And It was also supposed to set up what was going to be the biggest, most triumphant story of the freedom fighters overcoming adversity ever. And we lost that storyline. Lost Hedgehog Tales. One day.
See, the fact you asked this question, Flora, is proof that it worked. Yes. Proof that it was the right call. FMS Draws has a question. So X, by the powers that be, gets sent to the classic timeline. Zero optionally comes along as well. How would he get along with everyone? Would he attempt to conceal his identity? And moreover, why does Dr. Light need a DeLorean to send him back to the future?
Because that is the only proper way to send somebody back to the future. Thank you very much.
Well, originally they were going to make it a refrigerator, but the car was a bit cooler.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yes.
Although X probably could power a flux capacitor.
Just on his own, yeah.
Could he reach 88 miles per hour by himself, though?
No, he needs no. He would need some sort of propulsion. Yeah, I don't think that dash is that fast.
He rides on the DeLorean.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Would he try to hide in plain sight? Depends on the circumstances of the time travel. Like, does he know he was time traveled? Does he worry about affecting continuity at all? Or is he just like, I'm in the past. That's weird. And it's not like he could really pass for human because the Reploids had them big freaking stabilization lower legs.
Yeah.
They go whenever they walk. And Zero's ponytail aside, they don't have hair under those helmets. Canonically, it's all circuitry and lights under there for both of them, which I feel like is a missed opportunity, but who am I to judge? So it would be very difficult for him to pass as human short of wearing a gigantic trench coat.
Yeah.
And the world's largest fedora.
Yeah.
And see, I'm imagining X and he looks goofy, but Zero could pull it off.
Huh. Well, I mean, that's just how cool Zero is. But I mean, yeah. So what are you imagining? So you're imagining the outfits the turtles wear in the first Turtles movie?
Pretty much. He gets hit by a taxi. What the hell was that? Some kind of giant blue robot from the future. You're going to LaGuardia, right?
You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Man, Zero versus Casey Jones. Let it happen.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit. Do something.
Kyle, we've gotten off track. Back on topic.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, if they're exposed to Light and crew, they're going to be super chill and cordial and whatnot. And
oh yeah,
everyone is going to go, hey, tall blue robot and a tall red robot with long blonde hair. It's like me and Roll in the future. And Roll's like, I turn into a dude? What? And meanwhile, Wiley's looking through his spy bot going, it's not supposed to be out of R&D yet. What is he doing over there? Why is he sharing coffee with Light?
Yeah. And then Proto Man's just put out like, I'm the cool guy with the long flowing yellow thing. Why can't I be that guy?
Rock's like, did you tuck your scarf into the back of your helmet? No. It just got caught up there while it was billowing dramatically. Shut up. What are you even doing here? I'm gone. Boop.
There he goes. Yeah, he's gone again.
Rock is like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. And X is like, oh my gosh, you have a dog.
Oh boy. Now we know what's going to happen after that. Oh boy. And GeoKnuckles has a question. How would you introduce Ray and Fang Robot from Superstars in Knuckles Chaotix 2?
Ray shows up along with everybody else and
Ray's
just rebuilt Fang Bot.
Yeah, Ray's just there. I mean, why not?
He's an adventurer. He's tagging along with Mighty.
He's like, hey, Mighty, what you up to? He's like, I'm hanging out with these dudes for a while. And then he's hanging out with those dudes too now because Mighty is. So there you go.
And that's the beauty of Mania, classic era.
Yeah.
Is you don't need to go too in depth. You can do a cutscene in sprites.
Yeah.
Ray swoops in, trades a high five with Mighty on the way in. Boom. There's your introduction.
Yeah, pretty
Go
much.
fight the robot.
Yeah. I don't know. Mighty started making pancakes and Ray showed up. Happy Times has a question. Here's another question on whether you think a character works better as a supporting character or main character. Tangle. Her goofy antics obviously make her good comic relief, and in more serious moments she's shown to be good at supporting and helping others through their character arcs like Whisper and Belle. Though I can also see those qualities plus her drive for adventure making her comparable to shonen main characters like Goku or Luffy. So, which role do you think best fits her?
She is designed as a supporting character, but she could graduate to a lead if necessary.
As needed, yes.
But we already have like one principal protagonist, arguably 4 lead protagonists. We got plenty.
Yeah. All right, here's one from Hearts 13. A familiar pink teen hedgehog girl makes her way into an alt-universe season 2 of Sonic Underground. Voiced by Jennifer Douillard, the Amy's first English voice actress. How does the Sonic Adventure Duology's version of Amy Rose transition into Sonic Underground? And how many GF jokes do Sonia and Manic make at their brother's expense?
Would S.A. Amy be into Underground Sonic?
I mean, have you seen Underground Sonic? I wouldn't be into him.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm equating that with more like the classic era and a younger version. But I guess they were all technically teens.
I mean, technically, but like, I mean, at least some of the animation was like, what is wrong with you, Sonic?
Well, we can't hold that against it specifically.
I mean, I guess.
I don't think that really reflected narrative intent. But S.A. Amy's definitely gaga for Sonic. I don't know. Maybe she's, happy to be around another Sonic, and oh my gosh, now she gets to meet his family. It's like it's meant to be. And Sonic's like, what's going on? And Mac's like, awesome. We've got our own tour group fan now. And Sonic's like, at least her sense of fashion's all right.
Yeah.
And then she smashes Sleet and Dingo in the face with hammers. So
perfect.
She'll be fine. She'll get along just fine.
Yeah. No problem. Here's a question from Mac. Funny thought I had. King Sonic is telling Sonia and Manic about his past adventures, specifically Black Knight. Queen Sally just so happens to hear. What's her reaction to Sonic being the king of another kingdom and that he abandoned it?
Well, for one thing, she's just relieved that now she understands why he talks to the sword every now and again. Like, the sword's all supposed to be gone. It's not supposed to talk back, and yet he does. Okay. It's just familiarity of this old world. That's fine. That's fine. And you know what? They have been through so much and seen so much, and it's a storybook anyway. It's not a real world. You can read through it beginning to end anyway. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? She's going to say it's fine. She just needs this to be fine. Okay? It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Obviously, as her eye twitches. And she's grimacing. Ah! And finally, our last question is from Matt of the Call. There are certain people that say you and Evan hate Sonic, specifically the video games. To me, these people have too much time on their hands and like to start fires. Care to hammer the point on how wrong they are?
No, because it doesn't really deserve to be acknowledged to begin with.
And there's really nothing you could say that would change their minds anyway.
No, they're trolling at best, woefully disinformed at worst. Or maybe the other way around. At least being uninformed means they could come around. Trolling is just tiresome. But no, I've seen these types of folks. You can argue till you're blue in the face. They have their own head canon on reality. You can't reverse it. So don't bother trying to correct. They don't want to be corrected. They just want to be heard. So don't engage. Spend your time with more constructive things and enjoy yourself. Don't get dragged down into that pit. You deserve better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alrighty, that's it for this edition of the BumbleKast.
Thank you all our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members who support the show with your questions. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody. You ready to go when you're ready to go?
Yep. Just give me the sign.
All right, here's your sign. Between shadows showing up in different media, between comics, games, shadows, etc. Games.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
All right, buddy.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Nothing exciting. Nothing too exciting here.
Excellent.
One of I guess a neighbor. I'm not 100% sure if they're actually a neighbor or not. I still don't know if anyone's actually moved into either of these places that are attached to our building, because
I saw Jen post about it.
Yeah, we live in a condo that has 3 units all attached together. And we're still not entirely sure if the other 2 are actually occupied or if they're just like I don't quite understand. But either way, someone smacked into the corner of one of them and started screaming at whoever his significant other was. Yeah, good for her. It's like, dude, you were both in the truck. It was your side that hit it. You're the one who should have been looking in the mirror, dumbass. Whatever. Goofy. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. It was like, crunch! And I was sitting right above where it happened. So it's like, what the hell? So, luckily no structural damage, so. But it was, in fact, a big oof. So, anywho, that's what's going on in my life.